Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishnan Nair, and here basically till now basically we have discussed lots of things basically you can say lots of things basically in lots of things basically we discussed that how education industry basically has become burden for the environment basically. Burden means basically it's a burden only basically 20 percentage pollution basically is coming from the education industry basically, and this literally basically education industry mostly people say that it's connected with the USA basically. Lots of people say that it's connected to European basically, and lots of people says that the education Sanskrit is very very old education system basically. So they told that basically education is coming from India. So basically nobody knows actually education actually how it is basically created. Created means energy basically. I'm talking about. One person told that basically education means what basically. He literally asked the question: education is equal to what? He told that education is equal to set of characters and that characters converts into set of words. And there are basically more than 22 languages in this world basically. If you merge everything basically, then basically that is basically the education. Set of words, set of languages, set of characters that are basically by default education. Then basically the variety basically this was basically the normal education basically in the environment basically. That is basically set of characters, set of words, and set of language. That's all. It was the simple language, simple thing basically. But few people told that basically it's very thing basically. We need basically something basically different basically. Then basically the real education structure creation started. One of the Harvard University basically they told that basically we want everything different. So they told that basically we have created this 200 cities, and from there basically our education system is going to come. So they told that basically they might be also correct. They might have saw something. Otherwise, if any person is basically taking some decision, that means he might have saw something or he might have basically got some information from the set of group basically. Then only basically he will take the decision. So Harvard group basically taken the decision that 300 is the city, and from that 300 city basically you are going to get the ideas of the 1000 syllabus, like this normal city sorry normal university basically, who basically says that basically we don't have any ideas roadmap basically. The whatever government basically gives us, that is basically our ideas roadmap basically, because they don't have the money na. If the university is selling that we don't have that much money, that basically we can create some special human needs basically, and we basically don't know also basically this whole thing. This only basically is connected with very high profile universities, high profile country basically, who basically say that we are basically fully digital. India is basically not fully digital, so they basically can't commit that basically from this whole university basically you are 100% going to get these human needs. That's basically that, yeah, that they can't commit. That's why basically all the human needs mostly 90 percentage are basically created from the outside universities. Here basically I'm just taking as an example of universities basically. In real places are there, houses are there, and India is telling that we are basically slowly creating it. As the experiment basically goes on, we are slowly creating it. So human needs basically are there. So for human needs basically special colleges are created. College is basically say the basically person basically who created the world basically. They tell said basically create your human needs by your own group only. So the Harvard University is the basically one group basically. But basically the Harvard person basically when he goes to the mall or basically goes to the small shop basically, there basically it's not written that this product is created from Harvard University Energy. That product is written, that product basically which is created, that is created from Harvard University. It's not written, right? So basically, how they will recognize that this particular product is basically created from the Harvard University. So they basically have the dictionary by default. Basically, the group basically that is basically a professor group. Basically, they have the group. For example, in Harvard, basically there are 500 professors. So the 500 professor basically might be having the group, right? Group means their student basically, and the student basically converted into the employee of the certain companies basically. So that basically group people basically don't the students basically don't know that the professor are basically directly connected with them, but they basically mostly basically the student basically who says that we are connected, so they basically say that basically yeah we are connected. So like this the group basically who are connected, they basically say that basically yeah basically these all products are of our Harvard University energy, so they purchase it. Group basically who don't know, then they basically can't purchase because they don't know that this product is basically of Harvard University energy. So like this basically, as the habit basically they have got from the Harvard University when they are doing the study, that time basically whatever foods basically they might be eating, that basically becomes the habit of their entire lifestyle basically. That basically never gets changed. That's the basically the power of each and every university energy basically. So whatever things basically you eat in the Harvard University, that basically becomes habit basically, and that basically is the food of the habit, and basically that mostly are basically created from the Harvard University energy only, because they are they're in the university only basically they will be using their human needs only, right? They are not going to use the other university, the other human needs basically, right? They are not going to use other human needs of the other basically what to say, other energies basically you can say. So like this basically things are also there basically, like this also basically things are there. So everybody says that basically it's a chain basically. Chain system is created by set of groups, and according to that chain basically only we works. Then one person told that basically, for example, the USA basically told that basically we want the list of entire Indian nationality and their roadmap basically, entire roadmap of the this basically system does not exist in the software industry basically, sorry, software dictionary basically you can say. Software dictionary means the total software created in the software industry basically. This mostly basically does not have. This also basically might need to create. So here basically we are discussing that total human needs basically, total human needs basically created by the software industry basically. That basically software basically nobody has basically, right? And mostly basically might be having also because they are creating the software companies are creating the software human needs basically, then basically they might be keeping it also. Then because they might be paying the tax, so basically by default they might be having the software. So here the thing is basically, for example, one person told that USA told that basically we want the complete list of the India country basically, of the Indian people basically who are basically complete roadmap of the particular each and every single person. Then basically one of the energy person basically told that we have the data basically, but we don't have in the text format basically. For that basically you need to create the system basically. Then basically he told that basically how basically we can create the system. So he basically given one example. I will take from example from the schooling time basically. I went to Vidyagon school. There basically I got connected with these all people basically. So that all are basically roadmap. Then basically I was playing this, that, this. Then basically I went to auto rickshaw, I went to bus. These all are basically roadmap basically. So per minute basically information you can say where basically you visited. So that roadmap basically literally the USA people basically was asking. So the energy groups told that basically we have the data basically, But complete data, it's very difficult, because in rain basically lots of things basically has washed out also. In rain basically we take the each and every human system also, human energy also. In that basically we get might wash out also. So few energy companies told that basically no, basically we never wash out the thing, basically we keeps each and every humans basically energy, each and every human's roadmap of the energy basically, of roadmap of that particular person basically, we keeps in the log format basically, that this person basically went there, this person basically went this person is basically watching the video, this person is then basically uh, communicating in the video, then basically he drank the water without video basically, without video basically. They say that they have the list basically of the particular person basically, they have the list of the entire 200, for example 180 crore are the human basically, so they have the complete information basically, they have the complete information. So you can just imagine basically the things basically, the things basically complete roadmap basically, if information basically if one software company is having, then basically you can just imagine up to what level the digital world has reached. One single human information basically, one single human basically what are the activities he has done, that information basically the software company is having without having the videos basically. So basically one person basically literally can't imagine the things basically, that up to what dangerous level the digital world has reached. So one person told that basically, uh, can we hijack his body parts basically? One person basically literally told, can we hijack his body parts? Can we attack his nose? Can we attack his eye? Can we attack to his head basically from the energy? Then he told basically, yeah, basically we can attack, and basically we attacks also basically, we basically attacks also. Like this the information basically was given, and then basically the USA people told that basically this is very dangerous system basically, it can't be given to the normal person, and it can't be given to the unauthorized person basically. So the person basically who are using this system basically, he should be authorized person basically. Authorized person means basically he told that what actually authorized means. Authorized means uh, that particular person should be knowing this each and everything basically, that this system is basically containing each and every person's roadmap basically, what actually is doing, what activity is doing, and that also without video basically, without video basically. So you can just imagine basically, actually we can't imagine also basically, if the person is telling that we have this type of system basically, then it's very difficult to imagine also basically, it's very difficult to imagine also. So like this, basically, one person basically asked her that if he is a married, basically, then basically whatever activity he might be doing with his wife, then basically you might be tracking that also. Then basically, yeah, he told that basically the energy is going to generate. For example, both are basically doing romance, both basically are doing the sexual activity. That also basically, yeah, basically, literally, he told that basically, yeah, basically, this is also going to be tracked in the form of the energy basically, and then basically that are written in the text format automatically by the one of the software basically. So he was basically literally told that basically whatever things 224 hours basically you have done, that is going to be captured in the text format. So that software basically USA told that we have it, that software basically we have it, that software basically we have it. USA told like this basically. We can attack his nose. We can attack his eye. We can attack his head. We can attack his leg. Attack means basically we can damage his nose. For example, somebody told that basically, can we attack his nose basically? Can we give him sardi? Then one person told that basically, can we attack his eye basically? Can we give one pain to his eye? Can we give pain to his head? He told that basically, literally, basically, we can give it. That's why basically the one person told that the person basically who is going to access the system, he should be authorized person. Authorized person means normal people can't access that, right? Because the thing basically which just now basically I have discussed, that basically knowing also basically that basically this type of system basically who might be knowing it, mostly they would be the doctors, they would be the states chief ministers, MLAs, mostly basically this type of people, only prime minister, presidents, they only might be having this system, right? They only might be having this system. So he literally told that basically this they should be authorized person basically. So they should be authorized means they have done this. They have basically done this. So there is a proof basically that they have done this. So in future basically anything happens more basically, then they will be responsible. Anything happens, for example, one person told that basically if that person basically which you are he is basically walking na, if anything happens to his human body na, then basically the earthquake basically happens in these all cities basically. Earthquake basically happens that moment only basically. Then basically he told that literally he basically was shocked basically how basically he's telling like this, how basically he's telling like this, that whenever the basically his body gets attacked, for example he got sardi, he got headache, he basically eye got damaged, sorry, eye basically got some pain, literally basically whenever that energy basically connects to his body, then whenever the energy basically comes from the body, literally that second basically the earthquake basically happens. He's that type of powerful person basically, he literally told that. Then basically he told that, then who is that person basically, tell me basically. He told that basically he is the one of the partner of the Earth planet. One of the partner of the Earth planet. Oh, that's why, yeah, basically. That's why basically the power of the partner of the Earth planet basically is. So he literally told that basically. Then the few normal basically the people basically, for example, somebody attacked any president's human body. Uh, Human body means digitally basically. Digitally basically. Digitally means he attack his eye through energy. Somebody attacks his basically. So this all basically gets tracked basically one day. For example, president basically told that basically something happened to my eye basically. He went to the doctor and the doctor basically diagnosed the report of that particular president basically. And he get the each and every report basically where he has went that entire roadmap basically. And from the roadmap basically they track that from this area basically some digital energy basically came, and that basically came from the one of the mobile basically. Within the mobile basically the digital things basically attacked to his eye. So like that doctor basically tracked that. So basically connected to the mobile company, and then basically he told that basically who was that person basically. Like this basically they tracked that particular person, and then basically that mobile company told that basically this is the antibiotic of this particular damage which has happened. You can give this medicine. So like this basically doctor given the medicine like this basically. You can just imagine basically. He can give the medicine like directly. Na? He might be knowing the thing basically, that if the eye pain is happening, then basically this all thing basically might have happened. So he literally can give the medicine, but he was a president basically. So they basically doctors basically have to submit the report also. They basically directly can't give the thing basically because he was a president basically. He was not a normal person basically. Then he basically given like this. If he's a president basically, then his expenses are basically covered by the country only. So country means if country is having the president, then basically country also might not be normal country. So they might be getting the tax from the public. They might be getting each and everything basically. So he might not be the normal president also. So like these things are also basically there. So this also basically comes into the attraction part. This also basically comes into the attraction part. This is actually literally basically you can say very dangerous. Not dangerous basically, but very dangerous. Assume that some universe basically people basically came to the Earth planet. That time basically somebody attacks his body parts basically. Then basically just imagine what are the things going to happen. But mostly this will never happen basically because they have their entire body basically covered with the antibiotics. So basically normal digital thing basically will not affect his body parts only. Basically. So you can just imagine the power of universe group also basically. Few presidents are so powerful that basically there any of the digital attack basically will not happen to his body only. Why? Because his body itself is covered with the entire security energy basically. Full of digital security energy basically. His entire body is covered with that. If he is so you can just imagine the expense also basically. If the entire body parts is covered with the full of digital security, then basically he might be having that. He basically might be that kind of person only. He basically might be kind of that person only, na? Then from basically daily income basically his might be more than 1,000 crore, 2,000 crore basically daily income. I'm telling. Then only basically he can afford this type of security. He might be in having the income of 1,000, 2,000 crore per day basically. Minimum basically I'm telling you. 1,000, 2,000 crore rupees basically. So that's why basically he basically might be having. He then only basically he can afford this type of digital security. That kind of person basically he might be. So this type of things are basically also there basically in the Earth planet. Basically. This kind of things are also basically there in the Earth planet. These all things basically connects where digital things, that this that this directly connects to the education sector only. Education of the software industry basically. And I always tells that 20 percentage of the pollution basically are connected with the education. 20 percentage of education basically are directly connected with the education. So 20 percentage is too much basically you can say. Too much means where there are 3,000 universities, their syllabus, people are doing the study, the energies are basically getting out, and that also basically few energies are basically so powerful that they creates the human needs also. And from there basically the energies are collected, then basically the human needs are created, that human needs is basically consumed by the human. So there are lots of things basically you can't take directly blindly decision basically. You can't take the decision blindly. You have to basically, you need one diagram basically. That diagram must be basically digitally, that if you are doing this, for example, one person told that there is lots of population pollution basically. Then somebody told that basically do one thing, have a artificial rain. But if that should be digital basically, then that would be okay basically. For example, if you are doing the rain basically, then rain is a basically chain system basically, that is going to affect the entire world basically, not only entire country. It is going to affect entire world basically. If you are doing artificial rain, then basically it's going to affect to entire world. Entire world digital, the entire world environment is going to affect. That's why basically each and every country basically keeps the information of each and every country basically. That's why basically the international news channels are there. That's why digital news channels are there basically. From there basically they get the information. So each and every things basically are connected with each other. So if you are giving artificial rain, then basically it's going to affect to whole world basically. So one person told that basically, Sunil, this idea basically is good if we create everything digitally. That, for example, I wanted artificial rain in particular city. I will put artificial rain in this city. Entire Earth, planet, digital things are basically connected. That system will say that basically if we are having artificial rain here, then where which our country is going to first, basically we will see in India country. That for example, in India country, basically I somebody told that there is lots of pollution, so we are basically giving digital rain. Sorry, digital, basically it's digital only, but the name basically it's given artificial rain. So if we are giving the artificial rain in this city, basically in India, basically what are the effect going to happen? Is in Himalaya, basically something is going to happen, because the Himalaya energies are also basically connected with the Earth, planet, land energy basically. So they told that basically is anything is going to happen to Himalaya energy basically is going to happen anything to Bangalore, is anything is going to happen to the Delhi, is anything is going to happen to the Vadodara, is anything is going to happen to the Mumbai, Pune, like this basically general cities basically connects. Few people says that we have done this password system basically. Password system means one city energy is going to change, then basically it's not going to affect to the other city. Then he told that basically you have created the password system, that's okay basically, but one day basically effect is going to happen. Na? One day effect is going to happen, because whatever energy which is generated from one city, it is going to spread to whole world basically one day. It will be late, but it will be going to affect to a whole world basically. It is going to affect to whole world one day. But that day basically, which day it would be? That basically it's very difficult. That basically also required one system basically. That also basically this basically NASA and ISRO basically group might be having this type of system basically. That for example, one artificial rain happened in the Mumbai or Pune or in Delhi. So when that effect basically of the Pune or Mumbai or Delhi rain basically is going to affect to India country, when that and what would be the time, and in whole world basically when it's going to affect. So this basically NASA and ISRO basically 100% basically they might be having the system basically. That's why they are basically NASA and ISRO. So like this basically things are also there. So this also basically connects to the art, attraction basically. And here basically we are stopping in this topic. And in next part basically we are going to see a little bit more about this only attraction and the next generation of the particular person should happen or should not happen, because each and every decision basically connects like this only. His generation should go next, or his generation is not supposed to go to next.